Hi, everyone. Welcome to Partnerize's latest installment of the Partner Perspective webinar series. I'm Michael Hallman, Director of Marketing for the Americas for Partnerize. And today, Vicky Danielson, Director of Growth and Partnerships with tvScientific, will share with us why advertisers who are looking for new, scalable performance channels should put TV at the top of their list, and why they should partner with tvScientific if they want to achieve those goals. Take it away, Vicky.
Yes, thank you so much. Nice to meet you all. My name is Vicky Danielson, and I'm over here at tvScientific, and I'm really excited to be with you today to let you all know just how we are making TV advertising available and accessible to brands and apps of all sizes on a performance outcome model, meaning that brands, you are only going to be paying when you see that payable event, whether that is a sale, whether that is a lead, an install. So really exciting stuff, and I'm going to walk you through the deck here to tell you more about us and who we are. So when you think about TV advertising, although a $72 billion industry, it's really made up of the same 300 to 500 brands that have traditionally focused on branding and awareness and all the things that digital or affiliate marketers cannot focus on because we're so tied to ROAS and goals and KPIs. So our platform was purpose-built to help the performance marketer to really understand the role that TV can play across the business. And the good news is with the viewership, we've really seen a shift of people moving away from paid subscriptions when they know they can now access the same content, the same shows for free through ad-supported content and networks and streaming platforms. So we know that the eyeballs are there, which is really great news for all of us. What our platform covers is both connected TV, which we define as a big glass screen that sits in the family lounge, and then OTT, which stands for over-the-top advertising and incorporates all the other devices within the home where you can stream content. So think desktops, laptops, smartphones. We are powering and putting your brands in those 15 or 30-second commercial spots that you see as you're streaming content. And like I said, we're doing this on a performance basis, which is really exciting. Shaking up the CTV space. Now, because of the nature of TV and how this works, there is no click involved in the journey. We're not seeing people get up off of the couch and walk over to the screen and convert. Not happening. So the way that all that tracking works and the attribution is done currently is through a deterministic match of the IP. Meaning, when we deliver the ad into the home, we are recording the IP address to say that that ad or that impression was delivered. On the brand side, there's a few different integrations that are available. We could either set up pixels or they can be dropped into tag manager solutions. They're not dropping cookies. They're very lightweight and can even be image-based, so they're not impacting site load times. So pixels, or we could set up post-back, or within Partnerize, which is the good news for you all, we are working on the master tag container tag integration, meaning there'll be no tech work needed if you're utilizing that setup. So whatever the integration route we choose, what we're getting access to is all conversion data. It's important to note it's not just affiliate data that we need, it's all conversion data, just because of the nature of TV, and I'll circle back here. And we do that deterministic match on the IP. So we can now see if we've delivered an ad on Tuesday and you see a conversion come through on Friday, if that falls within the attribution window that we have set, then that's when tvScientific would take credit for the sale. That said, and just we all understand attribution and how this works, that there could be an element, depending on the customer journey, of overlap with other channels. It's a given. Because we can't track the actual click through the TV, we know all of the conversions that TV drives and influences are going to come through other channels. The good news is we do see a lot go direct to site, and we love those because they're nice and clean. However, if that user pulls out, for example, a cell phone or a laptop, usually what's convenient to them on the couch at that time, then they navigate to Google. If the paid search team are delivering ads that the user clicks on, you could run the risk of paying over with paid search team and with tvScientific because we've matched the IP. So what brands do to get ahead of that overlap as much as possible is we'll put some guardrails in place to prevent it as much as we can from happening. So for example, if your affiliate program pays on a 30-day window, we would recommend reducing and shortening that time frame for tvScientific to perhaps 7 days. and we'll work with you on that. Our platform tracks anywhere from 1 day up to 30. So again, that's a conversation with you all to determine the best setup. And we can play around with both the CPA and that attribution window until we find the sweet spot of what's working. Now, the good news for everyone here is there is no integration fee, no launch fee, and no managed service fee. This really is a pure CPA opportunity with tvScientific taking on the risk and buying the media on a CPM, because all television media is. And then we're going to be backing it into the CPA goals of your brands. So that's really exciting. Another guardrail you could put in place is you can give us a budget cap if you're unsure of what that overlap's going to be, and tell us, okay, for this test, I don't want to spend any more than 20K in CPA commissions. We can sit close to the data and we can work with you all to make sure that it's making sense based on your customer acquisition costs and we're not blowing budgets out of the water. And of course, on our side too. So before we put our foot on the gas and go for that real scale and volume play. So that's how tracking and attribution works. And our integration with Partnerize will be we batch upload all of the conversions on a daily basis. So we're still going to show up as a publisher in the reporting interface that you're used to seeing. This is also a managed service on our side. So we handle everything from the measurement and attribution, the audience and targeting. We're buying and activating the media on your behalf. And then for reporting, as discussed, our goal is to put it into the source of truth for you. So yes, we'll show up and all the conversions will be in Partnerize. We do also have our own reporting and dashboards that you'll get access to that will be giving you the TV data. So by TV data, I mean really breaking down for you by streaming platforms. So we don't use sub-IDs. You're going to see in the reporting, Hulu, Peacock, Tubi. You'll get a breakdown of all of the streaming platforms, how many impressions are being delivered. It results if we're doing any testing with A/B testing with creative. And also our team will keep you up to date with optimizations we are making and provide feedback on, you know, what's working, what's not working, and what we're doing to optimize the campaign for the optimal results and the most outcomes possible, most conversions. So the biggest way in which we differentiate ourselves to other connected TV platforms is really twofold. The first being that we know of, we are the only player in the market offering to put some skin in the game and work on a pure performance model. So this does come with some math, and we'll have to do some number crunching with you all to make sure that we're comfortable with the risk that we're taking on. So we will pull back metrics and work with you to obtain information like your average conversion rate that you see on site, your unique monthly visits. We want to know what the AOV is. And we'll build the model to come back to you and say and confirm, you know, yes, we can come out of the gates on the pure public facing rate, or no, we're going to need a little bit of wiggle room, and here's why. And we'll work with you on the math to make sure that we can set the campaign up for success. And then the data science behind what we do is where we pride ourselves in being able to demonstrate the value add and the incremental uplift that TV can bring for your business. So we have a whole team of data scientists that are willing to meet with you, work with you, and set these methodologies and studies up for statistical significance. So ensuring we're all looking at the data in the same way and telling the same story. So some of those methodologies would be looking at the traffic spike, right? So once the ad airs for a 2-hour period, broken down by minute, what happened? Did you see an influx of traffic come to the site? We can also look at the halo effect across other channels, because what we typically see happen is once you've added TV to the marketing mix, the conversion rate typically increases across other channels. So we will be able to report back and show you our methodology on that. And we do also create holdout groups. So we want to learn as much about your brand as possible in terms of your customer demos, where you've seen successes in the past, so we can set our buys up for success. And we're going to be bidding and then exposing your target market to your ads. For the bids that we lose, however, we do create a synthetic hold group. So we're left with 2 groups. the users that saw the TV ad, the users that didn't see the ad, and then we can measure what happened to the outcome as a result. Are we seeing that the people that saw the ad are being pushed over the finish line to help demonstrate that TV is working? And we'll be able to report back those insights to you as well. So lots of data to support the partnership and lots of reporting. And again, we want that feedback from you and to sit close with your data and what's happening across the channels so we can make informed decisions on what levers to pull for optimization. And there's lots of times that we have figured out that sweet spot and that we have actually gone back to brands and said, hey, you know, the CPA is working. Let's help you with that ROAS goal and reduce the CPA in hope of unlocking more budgets. We're going to be working with you to make sure that we can prove the value and then become that real strong strategic partner for you. In terms of where you would actually show up on TV, this is a question that we get a lot. And we will be providing you with a fully transparent publisher list so you can see all of our unique inventory. Now, we're not buying anything on the open market. We have a supply team in-house. They are doing one-on-one deals across all of our streaming platforms on either a pragmatic guarantee or private marketplace setup. So the slide here covers a subset of what we cover, but we touch 95% of all AVOD streaming apps. So lots of ways to get into the homes of millions of Americans across households in the US. NBC Universal is also a strategic partner and investor in tvScientific. So across their ad-supported platforms, we do get preferential rates and early access, giving us that more wiggle room to be able to work towards your CPA goals and take the risk on ourselves, of course. This is the cool stuff. And I know in traditional affiliate, it's tough for partners to get pretty in the weeds with targeting unless they've got a sophisticated third party helping them. Now we can work with both first and third party data. So for our third-party integrations, we do work with the LiveRamps and Oracles of the world to be able to access over 15,000 audience segments. So the typical digital levers that you're used to pulling, whether that's by, gender, age, device, income levels, other children in the home, pets in the home, lots of audiences that we can tap into. On the first party side, we can pull levers depending on your strategy and your goals and what it is you're looking for from TV. For example, if you wanted to suppress existing customers, the chances are you've got those covered through other channels, and focus on prospecting net new to file, we can look to set up the campaign in that way from a targeting or even payment method, depending on if the math backs out. Or on the flip side, if you have a CRM of lapsed users that haven't been back and made a purchase, we can have you guys upload that data. It's all privacy hash data compliant with a third party that we use called Semcasting or LiveRamp we could use too, where we would just take the IPs and target those homes of the lapsed users to help bring them back through TV. So lots that we can do with targeting. What I will say is our recommendation on a CPA model is always to start broad. Of course, we're going to do that knowledge share and learn as much about your brand as possible. But because we just don't know what we don't know yet, we're going to start the campaigns broad and sprinkle impressions across most of the streaming platforms. That makes sense based on what we've learned from you all. And then we'll let the data guide us in terms of what's working and more importantly, what's not. So we are going to have human yield managers that are watching the campaigns daily. They're removing inventory that's simply not converting. And then we're doubling down and finding more that is. And of course, we have AI that's built into our platform. We often joke it's human versus robot to see who can perform better. But the message here is we are chasing conversions. We have got skin in the game because we're covering the media ourselves to make sure that the program works. So we are chasing those conversions and optimizing streaming platforms where we know users are converting and becoming lifetime customers for our brands. And then this is all great. What do you need to get started? We try to make this as simple as possible too. And the most common timing of conversation to go live is in as little as a week. So we can move as fast as you in terms of setting up. So the biggest two pieces of this puzzle would be tracking and creative. Tracking, meaning, I touched on this earlier, we could do pixel, we could do post-back, or like I said, with Partnerize, they've made it really easy. And we'll be able to use that container tag solution, so no dev work is necessary, which is awesome. That could actually speed up the timing to launch too. The second would be creative. Now, we would need those 15 or 30-second ad spots to run. That said, we don't want creative to be the sticky point of not testing. So if you do not have TV polished ready creative, that's okay. Lots of brands we work with didn't either. We can either take online video that exists in other channels, and our team in-house can stitch that together to make it TV ready. And we'll weigh in, and once we've seen what exists and let you know our best practices and recommendations. And that's usually part of the service, no additional fee attached. If, however, the creative that you have needs any real production work, if we're changing scripts, adding music, that was done on an hourly rate that we'll give you a quote for ahead of time. Or we can even start from scratch and build creative. The process there usually starts with a creative brief call with the team and the branding team. We get your guidelines, we discuss the spot, the different packages, the bells and whistles you want in that spot. And our packages range from anywhere from about $1,800 to about $6K. So depending on what you're looking for, we'll meet and consult and work with you to help get creative ready for testing. So again, we don't want creative to be that sticky point of not testing. And then lastly, once we've got tracking and creative figured out, it's the outcome. And we can mirror what your program is set up to track in Partnerize. So if you're tracking to a sale, if you're tracking to a lead, if it's an install. We will, however, need to work with you, like I mentioned, on the number crunching and the math to make sure that we can set this partnership up for success, and that we don't find ourselves in a situation where we're spending more on media than we're seeing in conversions. So we have the calculators, we have the model. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and we have over 150 brands that are live and tested on the pure CPA model, so we know what works. So we'll work with you to confirm, like I said, can we come out the gates on a pure CPA model on the public rate? Does it need to have a little wiggle room, and do we need a higher CPA rate? We'll communicate all this. We'll discuss the attribution window. And the only other nuance to bear in mind is that we cannot accept refunds or reversals. So if you are on a program that is running reversals, we would just ask you to bake that, look at your program average that you're seeing program wide, and bake that into the CPA that we work together on, just reducing ours, knowing that you're going to get a portion of those returned. Really high level. I know that was a lot of information in a short amount of time. I will say that TV is applicable to most verticals. We are seeing success with everything from fintech, retail, direct to consumer, travel. Because of that targeting we discussed, we can get and are seeing success across most verticals. If you already have a TV team, or TV is being handled by branding, or it sits within the pragmatic team, whatever the internal navigation is that you're dealing with, we would position tvScientific to be complementary to internal efforts. So for example, if you have a TV team that's doing a direct buy on Hulu, we can simply suppress and remove Hulu from our mix. So we want to work with you to better understand what's already running, and then how we may or can support that. So that is how we are shaking up the connected TV space. And like I said, helping brands of all shapes and sizes to get on the big screen. And we're seeing some really great success. And I think it's just a very different medium. It's the biggest screen in the house. People are usually relaxed and focused when they're watching, surround sound. And we're seeing some really exciting results, are very quickly becoming a top partner across most affiliate programs that we're joining. So this is an opportunity to tap into when you need volume, when you need scale. And we operate like any other affiliate, where we can talk about the contracts. What we don't want to do is tie you into minimum spend levels or contract lengths. We want to help you figure out TV like we are with so many other brands. So we would love to talk to you. My contact details, if you want to hop on a call and do some brainstorming or discuss your brand individually, is Vicky, that's Vikki, at tvscientific.com. Or you can reach out to your Partnerize rep, and we work very closely with the team over there to put us in touch and do some brainstorming and figure out how we can also help you get on TV on a pure payment performance outcome model. Thanks for having me today, and look forward to talking.